who can be a lot. I think the thing that my person gives me is patience. And I ain't about to be sitting all around waiting on you. No, it's not that. But it's also the person that you met and the person that he met is completely different than the person that's sitting right here. So,
you know, I'm trying to be gracious in it, you know, but I will say, like, there's a lot of things going on that people don't know that really is nobody's business. But I'll say, like, there are certain behaviors that are just unacceptable.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're in a relationship, right? We don't put our hands on each other, right? And we don't disrespect each other. If that's constantly happening, you gotta go.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book 91. Listen, it's a real one. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. Listen, let's keep it real. I think I did a video on the Muni Long situation a couple months back actually as well. But obviously, as she's cleared out some things now, I think she's absolutely right. Okay, all right. I think she's absolutely right. If the case of there is physical violence being initiated, then I'll take back my previous video about saving that marriage. There's nothing to save. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. The first time is the last time. For me personally, I've never put my hands on any of my women's. It doesn't even make sense to do so. So I don't even have patience for it if you do it to me. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah, the first time is the last time. And I think everybody should have that level of tolerance. Now, she expressed that physical violence and, you know, being in the relationship, right? And if it's constantly happening, right, then there is no patience. And I think that's absolutely right. Now, Cam Newton predated that conversation by saying, first and foremost, that, you know, his woman has been very patient with him. And I think we can see what that patience has done. I mean, we have not seen good results. Okay, so there is I like to call it crazy patience, where you're being deluded with the amount of patience you're giving something. And really and truly, all you're doing is enabling that person in that space. But I guess we have to talk about the difference between enabling somebody and giving them patience, enabling somebody by giving them what I would call toxic patience versus actually giving someone a healthy level of patience. We'll talk about that in the next few minutes of this video. But I think Muni Long has really expressed something here. There is no room for patience in that area. And actually, there is no working that out. If you were doing that, then you got to go. It's that simple. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. Let's get deeper into this particular video.
You know?
Blah.
You gotta go. If you can't express yourself without resorting to violence, that's a no-no. And you take that how you want to take that.
Oh, it's...
Because I know, you know, people keep saying that to me. I was like, oh, why you didn't try? Why? Listen, how do you know that I didn't?
Facts.
You don't. And there's only so much that a person can take.
Facts.
You know? That's why I said it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how much you working on yourself and you doing. If the nigga want to be a nigga, that's what he gonna do. And that's it. All I can do is offer you the opportunity and the space to grow. If you don't want to do that, I can't force you.
Now, as far as I'm aware, and again, you know, if he was being violent, there's nothing else to it. I'm sorry. There is no shirking around that. I just don't think that anybody should be in a relationship where someone's physically violent. Number one, like I said, for you to be physically violent, okay, for you to be physically violent, you have to have hated that person by hating you first, right? You hate you, and that makes you a dangerous person. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Many of us can't love our neighbors because we don't love ourselves, right? And so it takes a level of balance, because the Bible says you should love your wife as Christ loved the church, as in you should lay your life down for that person. If you want to marry that person, you need to be able to lay your life down for them. In what world does you being physically violent to them come across as you actually loving them? There is none. And it is a form of expression. It tells us that you are unable to verbally express yourself and you're lacking emotional regulation. But you're also understanding in that space that you are a whole abuser and a problem. And you are somebody who needs to be underneath the jail. That's as simple as it is. Yeah, right? There's no way you should be in a relationship with somebody who you say you care about and you love, and you are abusing them. Now, with what she said about, you know, trying, yes, I mean, when I did my original video, I think I said that. I definitely think I remember correctly saying, you know, she should have tried more because of what was released. What was a statement that was released because she was trying to protect him, which I fair. I'm not gonna be mad at it. I understand she didn't want to ruin his reputation, right? The reality of the situation is his reputation needs to be ruined. Okay, you can't be abusing anybody out here and think that's normal. That is not normal behavior. That's not like you cheating several times. No. You put your hands on somebody. You use your physical strength. You realize that you are physically stronger than that person and overpowered them in order to get your way in a relationship. It's crazy work. Okay, and so I can understand that she was trying to probably protect his reputation, didn't want to out him. I think they got a kid as well. So, there's some things around that aspect, which I totally understand. But she's actually right. You can't go back to that, right? So there's no trying in that. There's no patience for that kind of behavior. Same with Cam Newton's behavior, where you're consistently sleeping with different people. There is no patience for that. You're sleeping with how many other people? Why has there patience for that? You know what I'm saying to you?
A lot of times men don't get until you gone. And then you want to clean it up. That's too late, player. And I say that with all the love. I'm not trying to be rude or talk bad about anybody. This is just my experience.
This is grace.
Still love you, but just over there.
Say less. Well, as we end things here at Funky Friday.
And I think that was a really great ending too, because it was an expression of vulnerability to express herself about the issues about with her ex. And I think that's a key thing. I think that's a really key thing. And for me personally as well, I think in this space, it's a time of reflection for Money Long as well, because and that's me speaking from a solving issue too, right? People that are usually physically abusive don't start off that way, but they also are not innocent either. When I say innocent, what I mean by that is they show certain traits. Okay, they don't start beating you one day. They are usually emotionally abusive from the beginning. What I mean by that is they usually emotionally tarnish, denigrate, break you down. They start making comments about your clothing, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you think, except complete narcissists, which are very rare, again, who lie all the way into the marriage and then suddenly they flip on you. There are those people that are demons. But in a lot of cases, the abusive parties here, right? These men, okay, exhibit some of these demonic behaviors from early. So as a way of protecting yourself also is to not diminish nor minimalize certain emotional abusive behaviors where they're nitpicking, they are constantly flipping moods, they are insulting you, they are you have a good day and they intentionally want to tarnish it, or they have to flip and never take accountability, always never taking the blame. You will see these characteristics that come up quite early. There are things that are there that are red flags, and it's to say for anybody else in future, not for Money. Money's already been for it. So for anybody who's watching this, as a place of do not minimalize some of this emotional abuse that people actually exhibit. Don't minimalize some of these behaviors because they are dangerous and they are diabolical. And it may look like, oh, no, it is going to lead up to somewhere very, very dangerous. And that's why I don't like certain behaviors that people certainly do at the time. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So it's a shame that obviously she had to experience that. But like I said, with people like Cam Newton, who he's not going to be physically abusive, but in a sense of the fact that it takes advantage of the gray area. The more patience you give him, it seemingly is not going to change his behavior. There are players like Cam Newton who don't want to change their behavior, and giving them more patience does not make them more better. It may make them slightly better in terms of being more caring towards you, but you're never going to get what you want from them. That monogamy, that care, that love, that appreciation, you're not going to get it because they don't have it in them, and they're not going to give it to you because they don't respect you already because you never actually held a boundary. So that patience he's asking for, you don't need to give it to him. What you need to do is say, you need to work it out by yourself. I'm going to work it out on my own self and leave that person be. That's what needs to happen. So shout out to Muni Long as well, because I do appreciate her clearing up those things and letting it know for what it really, really is. Much love, much appreciation. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notifications of uploads.